Perez is going to win the battle to the ball. Perez with his shot on goal. It's in! David Perez! With 4:19 left in the first, and this place is hopping.
Welcome, Red Devil fans, out here to Bear Meadows Park. We apologize for the inconvenience. Technical difficulties have kept us off of the air until the very point that we are ready to start. I am your host here for Evanston Red Devils, Cody Olsen. Elin Olive just got done doing the girls' game out at Evanston Middle School. I'm going to be here with you as we continue to get ready for more and more action in terms of Evanston soccer. We are very excited between this matchup between the Evanston Red Devils and the Rock Springs Tigers. We are excited to be here. We'll continue on with our pregame coverage. As we continue on, we'll go ahead and dip into our starting lineup, brought to you by Varsity Inc., as well as our scene set today, brought to you by El Paso All-American Mexican Restaurant, the best in the West. You've been listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Welcome back, Red Devil fans here. Soccer is abundantly in the air. We just got done with the girls out at Evanston Middle School. We are now joined here at Bear Meadows Park between a matchup between the Red Devils and the Tigers. We're going to go ahead and start the starting lineup today, brought to you by Varsity Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats for our national anthem. Pledge of Allegiance, excuse me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, ready for starting lineups here? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out here to Evanston. We are now excited to present to you some soccer here today between the Evanston Red Devils and Rock Springs. Thank you, appreciate that. Let's do it. All right, first for our home team, the Evanston Red Devils starting lineup. At goalkeep, number 2, Dominique Mendez. Number 6, Ricardo Renova. Number 9, Troy Ramirez. Number 10, Curtis Richens. Number 11, Logan Garfius. Number 12, Caden Wiley. Number 13, Hector Rodriguez. At number 15, Tanner Newsome. At number 17, Jayton Meyers. Number 24, David Perez. And number 32, Cooper Morrow. Let's hear it for your Evanston Red Devils. Hold this paper. And now for the visiting team, Rock Springs. Number 0 at goalkeep, Hudson Conrad. Number 3, Jesus Duarte. Number 4, Connor Panzer. Number 6, Jeff Hyatt. Number 7, Josh Sosa. At number 14, Dante Moreno. At number 16, Aiden Hernandez. And at number 17, Carson Curtis. Number 21, Mario Mendoza. And at number 22, Junior Benitez. And finally, number 23, Braden Davies. Give it up for your Rock Springs Tigers. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, as we did our starting lineup brought to you by Varsity Inc. Varsity Inc. is here for all of your Red Devil gear. Go ahead, stop in today. Varsity Inc. We're on your team. Just got done with our starting lineup today. This is between the Rock Springs Tigers and your Evanston Red Devils here on mylocalradio.com. First up, our scene set today brought to you by El Paso All-American Mexican Restaurant. These two teams met not that long ago, a close matchup, one that went down to the wire in Rock Springs. One that started with an early goal and continued on to be a defensive battle between these two teams. You'll have to bear with me today, as always in Evanston, it is windy. Wow, surprise, surprise. We're going to go ahead and dip now into our live camera coverage between these two teams. Rock Springs sitting at number 4 in the rankings currently. Evanston wanting to move on as well. Have to update their score bug. Evanston winning yesterday. Near side here, this is Rock Springs working their way across the middle on their own defensive third. Across the way they will go. Here comes Ramirez, challenging in the Rock Springs defensive third. Now yesterday, a good battle between Kelly Walsh. Kelly Walsh coming away with scores, but I was able to talk with head coach Brian Richens, who was very complimentary of the attacking portion for the Red Devils. Speaking of the attacking portion, David Perez working his way into the box on the right side wing, has to be guarded, face guarded that is, off and out of bounds, out the touchline after the clearance from the defensive end of Rock Springs. Toss in and a cross into the middle, caught by our goalkeeper for the first time of the day for Rock Springs, Hudson Conrad. And I know that Hudson Conrad did a very good job last time these two teams met, and very, very good at being able to not allow anything in, even though Evanston pressured all day to be able to try and even up the score after an early score in the very beginning by Rock Springs the last time we were out there in Rock Springs. Evanston put on the pressure, and Hudson Conrad absolutely said no, 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 and denied everything. Even though that there was a few chances and shots on goal, this game has implications absolutely for what could be seeding in regionals, as we talked about on Devil Yell today. Another clearance over the far touchline in the far wing in the defensive third of Evanston. That is new into the lineup, Jayton Meyers. Meyers doing a very good job standing in there, doing a great work, standing in for Omar Burgos, who is not in the lineup today, unfortunately. We'll see him hopefully later on in the year. Header off of a Rock Springs player out the goal line, as very, very windy. Surprise, surprise. Bringing up a corner kick, that header out of the goal line by a defensive player for Evanston. I'll try and shield the wind from my microphone. A cross over into the middle, very dangerous, but even better hands by the goalkeeper for Evanston, Dominique Mendez. Mendez rises high up and above, grabs that ball out of the air, what is going to be absolutely a dangerous play for Rock Springs. A collision there right at midfield. Richens runs into a player. That's number 3, Jesus Duarte, the junior midfielder. So free kick coming up here. Near side. 3 minutes down between these two teams, still 0-0. We apologize again for the inconvenience of the start. Technical difficulties with our camera prohibited us from starting a little bit early and giving you a proper scene set, brought to you by El Paso All-American Mexican Restaurant. Renova here on his own side of the field, lobbing it over into the middle for Perez. Perez using his speed, dancing back around and dropping it back. That one's bouncing off. A good clearance and a pass, trying to find number 22, Junior Benitez. Benitez met by number 17, Meyers, there in the defensive back end. A throw-in coming up on the far side for Rock Springs. Inside for Benitez. Back out, clearing it, finding a little bit of space. Number 21, Mendoza. Clearing it into the middle. A cross, dangerous, cleared out again by Evanston. Richens with a little bit of headroom across midfield. Caught up from behind. He's going to go ahead and give himself some breathing room. Lob that into the defensive third in a very dangerous area for Hudson Conrad. He's going to put a right foot into it. Passing back and forth. Morrow to Richens in the middle. Headed away. Wiley. A long shot too far to the left by Ramirez. Will not find its mark. It will go out the goal line for a goal kick coming up. Wonderful weather we're having out here. It's very warm, just a little bit windy, and I'm sure you're getting that ambiance through our broadcast over on mylocalradio.com. It's a wonderful time. As I said before, implications absolutely in terms of this game. If Evanston were to be able to pull one out and beat Rock Springs, it's going to put them in that position, the middle of the pack in terms of getting ready for regionals. Rock Springs currently right now sitting in a very good position in the West as well as in overall standings. Just below Kelly Walsh and Jackson. 4th overall in the standings. Richens coming back to give a little bit more space for his team, dropping it back to the defensive back line. No worry whatsoever. Meyers has been doing a fantastic job, has not skipped a beat in the wake of losing Omar Burgos today. Morrow tracking it down, and the wind, as always, going from left to right across the field here at Bear Meadows Park. Wiley launching it into the middle, right outside the goalie box here. Ramirez gets the rebound, another launch in the middle. He wants to go cross court, or rather cross field, to Renova on the opposite side. Instead, kicked away and cleared by Rock Springs. Attempted pass from Jeff Hyatt to Braden Davies. Just behind, and it will be out the touch line right in front of the Rock Springs bench. Toss in here. Again, these teams battling for what really, I believe, is talent-wise very evenly matched at this moment. Rock Springs and Evanston went down to the wire last time these two teams met, back in early in the season. Over in Rock Springs, Richens making a move, finding Perez close to inside the box. Perez gets tripped up, and a good challenge and poke at the ball leads to another clearance by Rock Springs. They've been denying any type of aggressive move from Evanston today and will continue to do so up until that point. Logan Garfias collects, calms down, pass, cross over to the right across the middle third, intercepted by Rock Springs, number 22, Junior Benitez. Benitez is going to go all the way around, lob it out in front, and another, this is the first offsides of the day. Got it getting behind the defensive back line of Evanston. A strategic move, but a little bit too far out in front. Our officials out here after having just done the JV game, back for round 2. Free kick right on the border between the middle third and the defending third of Evanston. Garfias with the big boot, launching it all the way into attacking territory on the right side. Perez dribbling, getting around the defender now on the right side wing, crossing into the middle. Behind Richens, awkward bounce. Morrow jumps into the box, and that one was close. Morrow slaps his hand together, thought he had that one. An opportunity for Evanston turned away again by Rock Springs. At about the 32-minute mark here, we're not sure if you can see our our scoreboard cam. It's a little far away. I'll keep you up to date as we continue to move on through this soccer game. Garfias collecting in his own defensive back, giving it up. Rock Springs with a chance, dribbling it inside, and a score for Rock Springs off of a defensive error. That is going to be the first score of the game. Rock Springs will draw first blood here, just under the 10-minute mark here in the ball game. First score for Rock Springs. That's going to be by number 23, Braden Davies, the senior forward, putting in the work here at Bear Meadows. Evanston trying to advance and respond. Back again into the defensive third of Evanston. What was going to be, that last play tried to be cleared out by Logan Garfias. Garfias, in his attempt to clear, goes right into the body of Braden Davies. Davies, surprised that that ball landed and was able to be collected with ease, follows his own rebound into the goal area, takes a big right foot in a shot on goal, and that one sneaks past our goalkeeper, Dominique Mendez. Free kick coming up after a little bit of a tussle. Body bumping there as Richens being very aggressive, trying to respond after the score from Rock Springs and Davies. Morrow catches that one right in the body, is going to be feeling that one for a hot minute. Take a quick breather there, young man, in the middle of the field. Rock Springs trying to take advantage of the numbers for a hockey power play. Ball gets launched all the way onto the far side touchline in the defending third for Evanston. A throw-in coming in after the big boot from Rock Springs. Quick whistle back in, throw in. Wiley to Ramirez. Richens out in front, trusting in the speed of Perez. The defense of Rock Springs just a hair faster on that one. They had a good 5-yard head start, clears it back out and shepherds it over the near side touchline here. A quick throw in. Evanston trying to stay in the driver's seat in terms of aggression. Perez on the left side corner, dribbling, challenged by Rock Springs, loses one defender, goes in. Richens tries to set up his feet. That ball just rolled maybe a few inches away from where he really wanted to set up, off the side of his foot and out to the right of the goal. No good. Time flies here at Bear Meadows as this brings us to our first 10-minute mark. We'll take after this this advancement of the ball from Rock Springs. A cross and lob over to the right side. This is number 6, Jeff Hyatt. Hyatt stolen away, cleared out, and a free kick coming up. Good time for us to take a quick break, our first one of the half, on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
There's nothing better than finding the perfect gift for someone. Whether it's a baby shower, birthday, or anniversary, Ivory & Iron has everything to make gift giving fun. Come enjoy the beautiful atmosphere, mouth-watering chocolates, and beautiful floral arrangements. Ivory and Iron, 1101 Main Street, Evanston.
Back again here after our first break, brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming. Evanston still being the aggressors, living in that defensive third of Rock Springs. They cross over into the middle. This is Lichty. Lichty tumbles over a couple bodies. Perez gets the rebound out on the left, tries to get it to Renova. A rebound there. Back again, and the clearance up and through the middle by Rock Springs. Rock Springs defense holding strong really in this ball game. Has not let Evanston really get a clear shot on goal. It feels as though Evanston has more possession time, at least at this point, about 10 minutes in. As I say that, a reversal possession for Rock Springs, getting it out in front. What could have been really good idea and offsides, offsides on Rock Springs. A clearance and a lead pass, a little bit too far again for the Tigers. Well, knock on wood, hopefully the wind dies down just a little bit. It was really roaring about 10 minutes ago. So Evanston going into the wind will serve as a little bit of a challenge, I'm sure. Back pass from Hyatt to the defensive back line. Up again, Davies. Big frame, long strides. It's what you need from a forward, and he's already capitalized once on the day. Far side touchline throw in for Rock Springs. Rocket all the way down. Here comes Rock Springs on the left side wing. Across into the middle. Stopped and cleared out by Hector Rodriguez. Another aggressive move leading to a free kick and offsides just outside. Here comes a goal kick from Dominique Mendez. Ball launched right at the camera here on the near side touchline. Dies in the air thanks to the wind. Header into the middle. Lichty goes back to Renova here on the near side. Renova tries to lob it up and over the top. Being patient. Is up and around. Tripped up here right at midfield. Renova eliciting a free kick coming up for Evanston. Shift of bodies and a large movement. Herd mentality as the team, both of them will go from right side of the field to the left side. Evanston in attacking position. Ramirez taking it in the chest right outside the penalty box. Another clear out by Rock Springs. Number 9, Brandon Hernandez, the senior midfielder. Working out to the left for Dante Moreno. Ramirez right in front of our score board on the far side of the field and our flag. Out the touchline after bumping it off of a Rock Springs Tiger. In again, Perez. Left side, trying to get it to Renova. Cannot get it over the top of the head of Aiden Hernandez. Close. Wiley back again into the middle, goes to the right this time. Probing, trying to find a weak spot in the defense. A lob and a kick and a score for Evanston off of another, a defensive error on the other side cost Evanston a score, and now it's going to gain them one as Richens ping-pongs it off a couple players just inside the penalty box in the center, finds himself a little bit of room and scores for the equalizer. Here in the 23rd, close to the 17th minute of the first half. 1-1 ball game between Rock Springs and Evanston. Energetic drive and start, and Rock Springs now trying to be the one to get out in front in this race. 2 early goals before even 20 minutes for each team, a 1-1 ball game. Toss inside for Sosa. Sosa keeping himself in position underneath the legs of Lichty, right into the defense. The defensive teeth of Evanston. Tanner Newsom taking this thing all the way here to midfield, out the touchline, and a throw-in coming up here. Aiden Hernandez spins it in his palms, high above his head, up and good. Rock Springs probing the defense of their own, trying to find a weak spot here. Both of the scores in this ball game have come off of what I would consider just mental errors. Richens had an idea and was out neck and neck against defender number 3, Jesus Duerte. Loses his footing and gets tripped up. Had an opportunity, gets cleared back out. Here comes that ping pong action off of the defensive back line of Rock Springs again. Ramirez to the left for Renova, just a little bit too soft, kicked away by Hernandez. Benitez, 2-on-4 for Rock Springs. Now getting a little bit of help as he slows it back down to the intermediate level to give himself a little bit more breathing room. Cross just about to go out of bounds, but it's scooped up easily by Mendez, coming across the field from left to right. Mendez launches this ball high and off of the foot. Hernandez sticks his foot in the way, and that goes careening out the touchline, giving Evanston much needed ground gained in this war at a 1-1 tie ball game. Perez running up and underneath the defense, cannot out jump when you have your hands to work with. Hudson Conrad with the wind goes the length of the field, plays monkey in the middle with everybody between the two goalkeepers, gives it right to Mendez. Mendez not with the added bonus of the wind, gets it to about midfield. Sosa attacks and puts it right back into the goalie, into the penalty box for Mendez. Mendez is going to kick this one out the touchline as we get closer and closer to about our 20-minute mark here in the ball game. 1-1 is your score. A score by Braden Davies in the first 10 minutes, and then Curtis Richens in the 17th. Substitution. Out goes Hyatt. Rock Springs with a personnel change. Throw in from the Rock Springs bench on the far side goes out the goal line. Goal kick coming up for Mendez. Logan Garfias taking over those responsibilities. A little bit more oomph to it. Garfias getting it right at midfield off the head of Richens to the left for Renova. Stolen away and intercepted. This is a back and forth between Panzer and Montez. Clearance by the defensive back line of Evanston all the way to the far side wing, bringing it back out. Rock Springs not panicking, playing the 1-2 game, going down the far touchline, gaining ground quickly. Sosa. Tests the waters on the left side wing in the defensive third for Evanston, gets denied by Jayton Meyers, the junior. Another clearance as this wind not really wanting that ball to carry across the midfield line, and Rock Springs really using it to their advantage. Right side wing, a lot of room. Cross into the middle, scooped up. Good work by Mendez. Mendez, high hand-eye coordination. Scoops that one up off to the right-footed attack by Rock Springs. Richens Steals that one from behind the midfielder of Rock Springs. A lob up and over the top. Perez against 2 defenders. And a foul called as a, hand fighting check back and forth is going to get called against Evanston on that one. A free kick coming up as Hudson Conrad, again, using the gift of the wind at his back, carries this ball all the way, the entire length of the field, back across the goal line on Evanston's side. All right, well, that brings us to our second break here of the first half. We appreciate all of you joining us on mylocalradio.com. Currently a 1-1 ball game after 2 early scores from either team. We'll come back to you in just a moment on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall. Prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
The Lumber Yard in Evanston caters to commercial and residential customers. They have all your DIY projects covered, including tool rentals. You can rent lots of things from tables and chairs to scaffolding and U-Hauls at the Lumber Yard in Evanston. Fully stocked and ready to help.
Back here again, live camera. Evanston, Ricky Renova crossing up and over, just punched out by Hudson Conrad. What a move by Conrad, as that was a curving in shot that was going to find the top right corner. Renova set his feet just inside the near corner of the penalty box. Thought he had that one. It looked good from our angle here, but Conrad punching that one out and away. If it's any consolation prize, it was punched away out the goal line, so a Will Barker corner kick coming up over here. Up and across over to Renova. Renova has to bring that one back out to Newsom. Wiley boxing out, loses possession of the ball, back into the reach of Rock Springs. Back and forth, Richens, who's been very aggressive, gets stonewalled out, and another clearance out the touchline on the far side by Rock Springs. Yeah, that was our first Will Barker Retirement Plan Solutions corner kick here of the ball game, just up and over the top. Soft touch and throw in for Evanston. Up and across. Coming in on that thing, Hector Rodriguez. Rodriguez pushing that ball all the way back into the Rock Springs defending third. A quick throw in. Lob pass over here onto the right side. Lead pass with the head. Rock Springs working back and forth. This is Joe Montez and Aiden Hernandez. Lob pass down the left sideline. Here comes Ricky Renova. Here on the left side wing, settling up, looking in, goes up and underneath the defense of Rock Springs. Ball gets touched out the goal line, and what Rock Springs thought it was going to be a goal kick coming up, quickly corrected by our head official. Another Will Barker Retirement Plan Solutions corner kick. Retirement Plan Solutions corner kick. Cross into the middle from the corner kick right into the arms of Hudson Conrad. Conrad lobs the ball with his right hand, throwing it out to the far side. Rock Springs elects to take the slow and methodical route. As I say that, a big lob and aggressive move into the defensive back line of Evanston. Kicked out and away for a clearance by Hector Rodriguez. Substitution for Rock Springs, another personnel change, another throw-in for them in front of their own bench, down the far touchline. Deep into the deep wing on the far side. Breathing room. Back pass for Rock Springs, again into the teeth of the defense. Here's Davies, who scored earlier, trying to cross it up, stepping in, taken away. Clearance by Rodriguez again. Back pass, more room, taken away. This is the freshman trying to get out in front of David Perez for Evanston. Renova guarding well. Newsom. Morrow. What was a confusing call. Each team thought that they were going to get a free kick there. Ends up being a penalty on Rock Springs right in the middle third on the near side touchline. Evanston lobs it off into the middle, and they're going to be working their way now onto the far side wing. Sosa and company working, picked off by Evanston. Leading for Ramirez. Hits the flag. Would have been really fun if this was golf, but I don't think it is. Throw in coming up here. Down the far touchline. 1-1 apiece. Nearing our 30-minute mark, 10 minutes before halftime. Who will score? Another jab and probe of the defense. Richens. Long legs, speeding in between a couple different defenders. Can't get past the last one. Perez takes a shot, goes right into a defender in the box. Ricochets right back to him. Richens challenged by a defender coming back to the ball, elects to kick it out the touchline. Big lob cross, here we go, a lot of speed. Logan Garfias calling up for his goalkeeper to grab onto this thing as he's running stride for stride for forward Joe Montez, the senior. Mendez, high up in the air, takes a dive right at midfield. Number 10, Jin Bitty. Bittai? We'll figure it out soon. In the ball game as the midfield forward for Rock Springs. Garfias, big leg, all the way into the attacking third for Evanston. Ramirez pokes, steals that one away. He has a little bit of room. That one's taken away back by Rock Springs. A dance of fates here outside the box, and a clearance finally by Rock Springs. Down the far touchline again. Here's Sosa trying to save it before it goes out. Not in time, and that's enough time for us to go ahead and take our final break here of the first half. This you've been listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
Dad, did you know that the iris of your eye is more unique than your fingerprint?
Yes, I did. I learned that in optometry school. I'm Dr. Trent Clooney with Uinta Eye and Vision, where we understand that every eye is unique. We are dedicated to carrying on the tradition of great vision care in Evanston. Quality care like I received growing up here. I care about your individual and unique eye health. With over a decade of experience, I'm excited to return to Evanston and once again cheer on the Evanston Red Devils.
Call my dad at Uinta Eye and Vision to schedule an appointment. 307-789-3937.
Kind of protected from the cold, but not from the wind. We are here about 8 minutes away from the end of our first half, a 1-1 ball game between these two teams. We've seen multiple times throughout the year, the last 8 minutes of the first half is the time where teams will strike and score, putting on the aggressive moves. Currently, Rock Springs with possession right at midfield. Likes to go backwards. David Perez is there to steal this one away. Quick reversal of the field. Perez setting up, taking a big launch on goal. Right on goal, keeping Hudson Conrad on his toes. Big drop kick from Conrad as that takes a one-hop bounce. Davies working up against the defense, and he's going to get called for a foul as he's working his way and pushing. Similar call to what we saw a little bit earlier in the day against David Perez. Looks like our official is indicating he is not going to allow a lot of those tosses, hand checks, and shoulder bumps in this ball game. Richens wanted to go back to his teammate, number 28, McKay Johnstone. Goes out the touchline. Toss in for Rock Springs. Sosa sprinting down. 6 minutes left here in the first half before break. Onto the far side wing, Rock Springs getting past one defender, setting up into the middle. Dangerous move, poked away, put back again. Jim Bitte. High arcing kick, far over the top of the net. No good. Still 1-1 and a goal kick coming up for Mendez. Just eyeballing Bitte, the senior for Rock Springs. It seems as though he's got some height to him. He's probably at least 6'5", 6'7". He's pushing it. He's very tall comparatively to the rest of the kids out here. Long strides, long legs as well. Rock Springs down the near side touchline. Davies working his way up and around the defense. Kicked out by Logan Garfias out the goal line. Corner kick coming up. And when you're under 5 minutes and a corner kick coming up, you gotta really, if you're a Red Devil fan, pucker up here. Number 18, John Parker. Cross into the middle. Davies misses it with his head. Jim Bitte comes in with the foot out to the left. No good. Attack turned around by the Evanston defense. Garfias out to the near side for Newsom. Newsom, veteran move, bouncing it off of John Parker. Lob up over the top of Bitte. Renova fakes left, goes left again after the right, underneath the legs of Bitte, into the middle. Renova. Bitte is going to get called for the violation right here at the border of the middle third and the attacking third of Evanston, allowing the Red Devils to set up in position. with just under 4 minutes left here in the first half. David Perez. Free kick coming up here. Running jump start lob into the box. High and too far out to the right, just in front for a lead pass. A little bit too far. Hudson Conrad watches that thing go out to his left, and a goal kick will come up for Conrad and company. Short pass onto the far side wing, back in the defending third for Rock Springs. Quick pass into the middle, 1-2 punch. Evanston pokes that one away off of the bag of a Rock Springs player. A good deflection and a bounce as Davies launches a lob pass that was intended for the middle right into the hand of an Evanston defender. So a free kick coming up here for Rock Springs, just inside the attacking third boundary for the Tigers. Sosa standing, posing, at attention, waiting for the A-OK from our head official. A two-man wall out in front of Sosa, headed by Morrow and Wiley. Long pass into the middle, headed away by Garfias. Wiley and Sosa battling. Sosa's going to win this one. He's going to take a shot right at the goal keep by Mendez. Mendez drops to his knees, uses his body to stop the momentum before it crosses into the goal. Still 1-1 here at Bear Meadows. A goal in the first 10 minutes by Rock Springs by Braden Davies, answered 7 minutes later by Curtis Richens. Far onto the right side wing, a bounce off the chest and a lob too far to the right. A slow shot on goal. Patiently watched as it goes out of bounds. Conrad with a goal kick, trying to waste no time. We are under the 1 minute mark here before our first half ends. Quick whistle right at midfield. Evanston will probably get the last opportunity if they play this thing correctly. Launch by Garfias. No. Garfias kicked it before, I guess, our head official was ready. Now he launches it into the middle, right underneath the legs of a Rock Springs player. So Rock Springs turns it around. They have 10 seconds to get across and into attacking position. Garfias decides to put it right up into the middle. Out to the right side, Richens. No, excuse me. This is not Richens. That is the end of our first half after a little dance around by number 28, McKay Johnstone. Your first half score, 1-1. Evanston and Rock Springs tied up here. We'll see who comes out on top after a 10-minute halftime. You've been listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
Risk takers, adventure seekers, optimists, authentic people with the fire in their belly and greatness in their hearts. You'll find them here, in a place where the spirit of the cowboy lives and thrives.
I am a cowboy.
I am a cowboy.
Soy vaquera.
The world needs more cowboys.
Hello,
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Dad, did you know that the iris of your eye is more unique than your fingerprint?
Yes, I did. I learned that in optometry school. I'm Dr. Trent Clooney with Uinta Eye and Vision, where we understand that every eye is unique. We are dedicated to carrying on the tradition of great vision care in Evanston. Quality care like I received growing up here. I care about your individual and unique eye health. With over a decade of experience, I'm excited to have returned to Evanston and once again cheer on the Evanston Red Devils.
Call my dad at Uinta Eye and Vision to schedule an appointment. 307-789-3937.
Welcome back to the Uinta Eye and Vision halftime show. It's Uinta Eye and Vision. Our vision is to improve yours. It's time for us to recap what we've seen here in the first half after a very quick start to this ball game and what felt like a sprint through the entirety of the first half. The score is tied 1-1. Evanston and Rock Springs both equal at the break. After a score in the first 10 minutes by Braden Davies. Braden Davies putting that one in after a little bit of a miscommunication and a defensive breakdown normally by stellar and absolutely consistent all the time Logan Garfias. Not really, it was just one of those fluke things that gets a clearance, an attempted clearance anyway, gets launched right into an attacking player, gets lodged into his body, gets absorbed, and then rebounds and bounces off in a position where he can capitalize. That's exactly what the senior forward in Davies did as he went ahead and scored off of that one. And then in the 7 minutes immediately after that, Richens of Evanston almost doing the exact same thing, bouncing it off and ping-ponging off of a couple different Rock Springs defenders inside the penalty box, sets his feet, puts up a wonderful shot far to the left of the goalie, and that's going to find the back of the net, and we are now tied up 1-1. Both of these teams fairly equal in terms of aggression and possession time. I would dare say that Evanston has been winning that by just a hair margin. Feels as though we've been living on the attacking third of Evanston just a hair more in this ball game, and we've seen that from Evanston throughout the entirety of the year. As Evanston has been the aggressors. Now, it really comes down to how are they going to finish halftime, because sometimes they can't find the back of the net. And, talking to Coach Richens, he really, really emphasizes trying to get this thing in a calm, composed manner. He feels as though they did very well against Kelly Walsh just yesterday. The best offensive game that he said that he has seen from the Red Devils on the year. So we'll continue to see if that transfers over into the second half today. This team looking very equal, if not just a hair in terms of possession time in the bonus, better than the Tigers at this moment. Evanston really turning it around, causing a lot of problems for the midfield for Rock Springs. We'll see how it goes. The sides will be switched, so Evanston will now have the wind at their back, as I'm sure that will be an advantage to them as the wind picks up just a little bit here as part of our Uinta Eye and Vision halftime show. We'll come back and talk a little bit about what adjustments each team can make to really get out in front, what we've seen and the trends. We'll come analyze that when we come back to you on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and fans of Evanston Red Devils soccer, as we are in the middle of our Uinta Iron Vision halftime show. About 4 minutes left before we continue on with our game. It's a real good one between the Tigers of Rock Springs and the Evanston Red Devils so far. This game obviously having big implications for regional seeding. We're kind of winding down. Evanston will start its second half of the schedule, I would dare say, in terms of going and competing in the away category. They're going to go play Star Valley, as well as Jackson at the beginning of next week. And they also have another game coming up Friday here at home, the last home game, senior day, senior night, however you would have it for the boys, against Green River. So in terms of something that you can adjust. Let's start with Rock Springs. Currently at this moment, they've had a couple chances there in the attacking third for them. I think if they just slow it down just a little bit, Evanston's been stellar on the back end so far. Maybe just a little bit more, one-on-one. You have a lot of work to be done. Braden Davies, you can see, has a lot of skill to his game. Maybe trying to get him a few more chances just inside the penalty box. Just have him a little bit more space. That is going to be your key to the game to try and move forward. Getting one more score here. I don't imagine that a ton of open nets are going to be at an opportunity's length for either one of these teams. It's just how you get there. As for Evanston, you got to continue to put on that pressure. The wind is going to help you tremendously, I feel like, getting out there. Got to be able to reel that thing back in, know what you can and cannot do, leading your teammates into a position that maybe this ball's going to fly out the goal line. It's going to fly out the touch line if you're not very, very, very careful. Richens right now looks very aggressive, very good. Speaking with Coach Richens earlier in the day, he's like, I don't know, we really want to pick up the energy right now. I want to see some aggression, and I feel like that has been done in terms of the offense for Evanston on the day. Trying to get this thing into Richens, continue to press on the gas pedal if you are the Red Devils. You want to keep the pressure in the attacking third on the defensive line for Rock Springs. Keep that thing as far away from Dominic Mendez as possible in your own goal. That is your Uinta IN Vision wrap-up. This is your adjustments that you can make. We'll come back for the last little bit here on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Whether you're working with a realtor or you're selling your home by owner, the title company you choose really matters. They handle all the research to make sure there aren't any bad surprises like hidden liens, unpaid taxes, forgery, easement restrictions, or access issues. At First American Title, the staff has a combined 140 years of experience and a 98% excellent customer service rating. Make the right choice. Choose to close with First American Title, 1048 Main Street, Evanston.
Wrapping up our Uinta IN Vision halftime show. Now into the live camera coverage. We want to like to go ahead and thank Uinta Iron Vision for being a proud sponsor of Red Devil Athletics, soccer in particular, having us give you the stats and the adjustments needed in order to win this ball game moving into the second half. We'll go ahead and bring you back into the action. Evanston with the wind at their back. Dropping it back here for Wiley. He's going to launch that thing high up and over into the defensive third for Rock Springs. Body rolls Morrow on the turf. Challenging here at midfield, Sosa dropping it back for the defense. Midfielder Connor Panzer. Captain Mario Mendoza. Back and forth with a back kick. Back to midfield, and good precision chemistry passing from Rock Springs exhibited here at the beginning of the second half. Still 1-1 ball game. We'll see how this game shakes out. Two early scores indicate that anything can happen really quickly, but a lot more defense after those two scores that we saw. Rock Springs electing to really poke and prod, not rush anything at this moment. A long pass down the far touch on the near touch line. Quick whistle here, called on Junior Benitez. Tanner Newsom causing issues. Stingy defense on that end, and a long pass. And here's that wind we talked about, trying to get it out for Richens. Richens wants to turn his body, cannot get this thing back on target as he was falling out the goal line on the right side. And Evanston's going to learn early on that this wind is going to carry you a lot farther than maybe if you were going the other way. Carson Curtis. Into the middle again. Newsom tapping it back into the center defender, Logan Garfias, with a big kick. Back over on the other side. Ricky Renova. Splitting his way through the defense, going to the right of one. Ricky Manova using his moves. Got caught up on the very last one. A shot from Ramirez into the body of Conrad. And now we're seeing early on that Evanston is benefiting from having a little bit of a breeze on their back. Here on mylocalradio.com, we would love to be able to advertise and be a partner with you. Go ahead and give us a call at 307-789-8116. Into the middle, an open shot over the top of the net. What was a surefire goal and a collapse of the defense, something you don't see very often. Number 22, Junior Benitez, the sophomore forward, launching that thing off the top of his foot and just over the crossbar. Richens poked away by the defense of Rock Springs. Tanner Newsom in a 100-meter dash against Junior Benitez. Newsom wins that one and pushes it over the near touch line. A quick throw in. Mendoza poked away by Ramirez. Ramirez losing it from behind. Foul called here and a free kick coming up. Wiley launches into the center middle attacking for Evanston. Handball just outside of the box. This is a golden opportunity for Evanston to score early in the second half, as that ball took an awkward bounce and went right into the hand, I believe, of Jesus Duarte. Duarte. I'll get it one day. Wiley and Perez just outside of the penalty box. This is dangerous as Wiley and Perez come up with a plan here. Four-man wall. Perez launching underneath the body and the goalkeep of Hudson Conrad. He initially stopped it and it squoze underneath his thighs and in for a goal. Evanston taking the lead after a goal from David Perez early in the second half. In the 45th minute, that to take the lead for Evanston. Wiley and Perez called that thing up in a two-man huddle. Wiley took the initial approach, got the wall off guard, had them flinch a little bit, freeing up just enough room for David Perez to launch something into the body of Conrad. It goes right through his thighs and in for the score. Wiley into Morrow. Morrow trying to get it over here onto the right side wing for Ramirez. That one just a little bit too soft. Benitez racing against Newsom. Goes to the right of Newsom, poked away by Wiley. Cleaned up by Sosa, still in the possession of Rock Springs on the left side wing. Crossing over into the middle, poked away, Wiley with the clearance. Back for Perez. Perez 1v3. Good find from midfielder number 4, Connor Panzer. Dribbled out the touchline by Rock Springs. A throw-in coming up for Newsom. Leading out in front, Morrow off of his chest. So, yardage gained on that one, but a swap of throws between Rock Springs and Evanston. Senior captain, Mario Mendoza. Defender throwing into the middle. One thing that we also did not mention in this, Morrow getting called for a little bit of a jockey. Gets called off by our head official, a free kick coming up. One thing that we also did not mention, the sun. Also, I look now at the other side of the field. Hudson Conrad has to keep his hand up above his face in order for him to view the playing field and not have his eyes blinded. That sun coming down in the late evening, going right across from west to east, parallel with the field. A diving tackle here. And we have a little bit of a slow to get up Evanston Red Devil. I cannot see who that is. It's Wiley. Wiley going in for a diving, a slide tackle. Gets called for the foul, just missed the ball, and I think he might have perhaps caught a foot or something after you're on that aggressive move. So here comes Rock Springs just outside the penalty box. Low and slow, or a little rabbit hopper inside, blocked away by the Evanston defense with a big clearance. Hopping up and over the defense, and number 17 of Rock Springs, Carson Curtis, ushers that thing back to Hudson Conrad. Conrad still with a lot of leg, able to get it across midfield. Here comes the attack from Rock Springs. One defender left, and they're able to clear that one up and away. Tanner Newsom, the final line of defense, able to clear that thing with the right foot as he had 3 attacking Tigers around him trying to get it in, and were ready, hungry, ready to feast on Mendez. They were able to clear that one up and away. Score is 2-1 on our Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Cody Olsen coming to you live from the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth. We are honored to bring you Red Devil soccer here as the first 8 minutes ticking by here in the second half. Another early score leading to an advantage in the scoreboard for Evanston. They're up 2-1 over Rock Springs. Lob cross all the way over to the right side. Ramirez elects to have this thing go out the goal line. Good smart move by Ramirez. He's going to have a Will Barker Retirement Plan Solutions corner kick coming up here. Ramirez gives a nod to Logan Garfias. Garfias is going to be the one to go ahead and take over those duties for this corner kick. hopper into the middle, trying to get it up for Ramirez. Back to Garfias, a second attempt, this one time a little bit closer. Headed away by Rock Springs into Richens. Wiley bouncing it off the top of a Rock Springs player. And that's going to be lobbed and cleared way out the far side touchline. Good enough time for us to go ahead and take our first break of the second half as you're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
Music is a path to lifelong learning and knowledge of self and culture. When we sing or create music, we use all parts of the brain and supports healthy social development. Music training can improve recall and retention of verbal information, advance math achievement, boost reading and language art skills, and even increase the average SAT scores. Music's fun. Lessons can be in person or online.
This is Mindy Olive, owner of Piano with Mindy K. I teach students from 3 to adult. Visit pianowithmindyk.com today for more information or to sign up for lessons.
Crazy things happening on break as a free kick just outside of the penalty box caught on a laser beam by Hudson Conrad. Ramirez was there as Conrad bounces it off of the Evanston attacker. I don't know if that was just lost by the goalie or if something else happened. Either way, it goes out the goal line, last touched by Evanston. Now ball finds its way over here on the near side touchline. Rock Springs looking to advance. Lichty riding Benitez. And a whistle here. Foul by the Red Devils. Another free kick coming up. I think that, I am corrected. I believe that was a handball. Ball comes off of a thigh and into the hand of an Evanston Red Devil. So Junior Benitez, sophomore forward, taking over free kick abilities here on the near side touchline. A cross high up into the far side wing. Rock Springs looking to bring it back down. A shot far to the right. Rolls out harmlessly, and Evanston will get a goal kick. Evanston holding on to a 2-1 lead over Rock Springs, and this is the Red Devil team that you knew was in the books. The ceiling for Evanston very, very high. They're currently leading the 4th-ranked Rock Springs Tigers at the moment. Anybody's ball game, though. Don't want to call anything at this moment. Very impressive work up until this point. Job not over for either one of these teams until the final whistle sounds. Far side in front of our scoreboard timer. In front of the Evanston bench down the far sideline. Into the middle, Lichty says enough of that, clears that one up and away. Rapid throw in here on the right side wing, taking it. Rock Springs crossing it up and high over the middle, over the top of the bar. Touches out of bounds and maybe rolls back into play. Here's another goal kick coming up for Logan Garfias and Dominique Mendez. They're going to bring back Richens. To kick this one up and away. High kick over the top, and this one's going to go the length and the distance over all the way to the goalkeeper, Hudson Conrad on the other side. It's amazing how much of a lift the wind really does for you. Richens putting it right back after getting the goal, the drop kick from Hudson Conrad. Rolls it out here to the near side captain, Mendoza. Pushing it high up for Sosa. Sosa gets around Richens. As we get a little bit of a pushing back and forth between these two teams, something that you expect to get physical as these two teams very competitive. Both want to win. A whistle here, and it's going to be called on Rock Springs, a free kick coming up, and I believe Richens is back here to launch this one up and away. He goes cross field all the way, but that one's turned back immediately. Here's Davies. Close. Down the far touchline, all the way onto the right side wing, brings it back out for his teammate, Aiden Hernandez. A launch high up and away above the goal and the crossbar by Moreno, just outside the penalty box. Rock Springs turning on the aggression here as we're dipping farther and farther into the second half. 25 minutes remaining here as Evanston holds on to a 2-1 lead at the moment. Rabbit hopper into Morrow, gets behind him, and Rock Springs knocks that one up and away and over the top and through a Red Devil. Pass backwards, electing to give a little bit more room for prodding the defense. Mendoza out to the left for Benitez. Out the goal line on the left side of the net. Corner kick coming up here for Rock Springs. Cross into the middle, headed away by the defense of Evanston. Good move and great read by the Red Devils. A reset for the offense of the Tigers. Going across in the middle, intercepted by Evanston. That one's going to go all the way to Hudson Conrad. Conrad's going to launch this thing into the stratosphere, all the way over, out the touchline on the far side at midfield. Jordan Mendez, the freshman out there at a forward position, joined by number 18, Brody Reeves, Jr., and David Perez. That's your attacking front for Evanston. Lichty in the middle, challenges, puts that one up away. Reeves to Mendez, right side, Lichty. Reeves spinning off a couple defenders for Rock Springs. Evanston still with possession. Mendoza bounces it off of Wiley. Sosa 1v1 versus Garfias, left side corner into the penalty box. A launch high up and away, way out there onto the opposite side of the field. I believe this is going to still be a throw-in. Nope, a goal kick coming up here for Evanston. Richens off the goal kick across midfield. In for Perez, who's got some room. He gets past the defense, goes out to the left, and he scores! He scores! David Perez, with the help of the wind and a hop, has himself in good position and scores to bring Evanston up 3-1 over Rock Springs. David Perez with 2 scores on the day. One in the 45th minute, this one in the 58th. 3-1 ball game. Rock Springs behind the 8 ball now. Substitution is Rock Springs now really putting on the Jets, turned away here by the defense of Rock Springs. It's a captain there for Rock Springs just getting called for the foul after a little hip check on David Perez. That's Carson Curtis. I believe that's the first time he's been whistled on all day. He's been stellar. Head official spotting the ball here for Wiley, just on the Evanston advantage, middle third portion of the field. Wiley high up in the air, this one out to the left, too far. Hudson Conrad grabbing his spare ball. Kicks that one up and away. That's a real quick one here, Mendoza. Out to Benitez. Benitez around Lichty, poked away by Brody Reeves. Wiley underneath the long legs of Bitai. Foul called here on Lichty as he caught the leg of Captain Carson Curtis. Rock Springs having trouble getting past the midfield portion of Evanston here in the middle third. Time for us to take our second break of the second half. We enjoy all of you listening here on mylocalradio.com. We'll go ahead and take a break after this attack from Rock Springs. Out to the left, setting up the feet, into the body. And caught, saved by Mendez. Good time for us to take a quick break. We'll come back to you on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Back into the live coverage here. 20 minutes left before the end of regulation. An attack there by Ricky Renova. Right on Hudson Conrad. Conrad into the wind. Launches this thing all the way into the defending third for Evanston. Calmed down very expertly. Brody Reeves wanted to go back. Is denied. Goes far out into the attacking third for Evanston. Benitez off of his thigh. In for Reeves. Spinning off to the left. Tried to get it back out. Benitez, with a wonderful move, finds himself alone in the middle. 4v3, Chaka putting a big right foot in there, kicking that one up and away. Ricky Renova works his way right, trying to lead the freshman Mendez. Turned away by Conrad. Sliding dive and a clearance there by number 3, Jesus Duarte. I'm going to get that one time. Duarte kicking that one up and away. A lob pass over here on the left side wing. Here's Rock Springs in position. Logan Garfias getting spun around here. Good moves by the sophomore of Rock Springs. Logan Garfias and Junior Benitez competing for a position. Brody Reeves getting subbed out for Ramirez. David Perez also being subbed out in favor of Drew Barker. Throw in by Rock Springs, poked away. Still, however, taken and handled well by the Tigers. Working its way into the attacking third for the Tigers. Jim Bitai finds himself in front of the goal and scores! Bitai with the second score of the ball game. for Rock Springs. Getting closer to that portion, trying to get that equalizer. They're going to do it at least one step closer. Jim Bittai in the 65th minute. Gotta do math. Score is 3-2, still in favor of Evanston. Rock Springs found some space, scores, making this game a little bit more interesting. Freshman Mendez battling against Bittai. Ramirez on the near side wing for Barker. Barker, victim of a very well-placed slide tackle, taking that ball up and away. Rock Springs with some renewed energy. Evanston trying to keep this thing up and away and keep it in the attacking portion. Mendez gets up and underneath the defense, but is denied by the back line of Rock Springs. 1-goal game separating these two teams. 15 minutes left to play. Ramirez, attempted bicycle kick goes awry, ends up being found guilty for a foul, a free kick by the back line of Rock Springs. Substitution, Drew Barker coming out, David Perez coming back in. Throw in at midfield for Evanston. Lichty. David Perez tracking down, causing Jesus Duarte to kick this thing out the far touchline. Evanston holding on to this lead with about 14 and a half minutes left. It's a battle. Expect Rock Springs to be aggressive in their play. David Perez here on the right side into the body of Connor Panzer. Lichty with the header back into the attacking portion for Evanston. Up and underneath. A foul. Panzer got caught up underneath Morrow. Oh, Morrow will get called for the foul on that one. Mendoza dropping back for Curtis. Curtis here on the near side, spinning around into Wiley. Wiley off of Curtis's forehead, back towards the attacking portion for Rock Springs. Expect this game to get a lot more competitive. We're going to see a little bit more body work from each of these teams. Sosa spinning around out to the right. Body bumps here in the penalty box. No call here. Play on, says our official. "13 minutes left before the end of regulation. Evanston holding on to a 1-point lead after a score only moments ago by Jim Bittai, the senior forward. Tanner Newsom our head official pointing the way of Evanston. Newsom to throw down the far touchline. Off the head of Mendez, out of bounds, so a throw in coming up for the Tigers. Richens, aggressive header, causing a little bit of space. Stolen away by Rock Springs. They're in position on the right side wing, looking for a cross. rocket off of the left foot, high above the net. Goal kick coming up here for Mendez. Richens with the goal kick. Carrying the wind. Off of the forehead of the defensive back line of Rock Springs into the arms of Conrad. Conrad, a little bit frustrated with himself. That went off the side of his foot, goes far out the touchline right at midfield. Trying to get as much air and distance under that as possible. Sacrifice maybe a little bit of accuracy for power, and that time it just doesn't work out for him. Rock Springs quick to recover, however. Logan Garfius electing to clear out the far touchline, and the defending third for Evanston. High toss, looking for the middle penalty box. David Perez after the clearance, working up against the defense of the Tigers. Hudson Conrad, stop, touch, and go here to the near side. Mendoza, good moves, great stride. Mendoza crosses midfield, works his way around Ramirez, now into Newsom. All the way coast to coast. And a little bit of frustration boiling over for Mendoza as he gets called for the yellow card after a penalty call. After he launches that ball maybe in the wrong direction, out of bounds. So that's going to go ahead and be the first card elicited in the ballgame. Just a little bit of frustration boiling over, and he's subbed out. Going to take a second to chill out. So we get a stoppage of play as we've got 10 minutes left here in the ballgame. Our final ad coming up here as we get ready for the conclusion of this ballgame. Can Evanston hold on with this 1-point lead? We'll find out on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Welcome back to the final 10 minutes here between Evanston and Rock Springs. Boys soccer here today. Big implications for standings and rankings in the West at 4A. Rock Springs trying to score in the last couple minutes here. Jim Bittai already has one on the day, stolen and taken away by Richens. Richens has dropped back into a more defensive position right now. I think that's via the election of the coaching staff of Evanston. Trying to keep this thing up and away. Ball out the far sideline in front of our scoreboard. We have a wonderful individual right in front of the timer. I can't see. I think it's 8 minutes left here in the ballgame. Header off of two different players, two different teams. Ricky Renova on the far side wing, attacking for Evanston, dropping it back in for Lichty at the top middle. Right side rotation for Evanston. Ramirez cross into the middle over the face of the goal, far out beyond the penalty box. Sosa cross midfield, long lead pass here on the right side. This is a chance for Rock Springs. Wiley. Pitch and stop and clearance far out the touchline. It will go. Back pressure from Perez off of a defender for Rock Springs forces him to touch it and go out of bounds. Throw in coming up for the Red Devils. Tight roping the sideline, a throw in here by number 17, Jayton Meyers. Ricky Renova gets past one defender, launching it high up and above, and he scores. Did he score? In the most inopportune. No, he did not. He did not score. Must have gone out of bounds or something. It went into the net. I was confused for a hot second. That was the most inopportune angle I had seen. Thought that thing got launched back into the net. Had to check myself. Still 3-2. Correction on my part. I thought Ricky Renova had launched that thing up and across into the goal at a very, very, very shallow angle. Free kick coming up here. No, throw in, excuse me. Close to the touchline. Here we go. Rock Springs taking it up and away. They've got 6.5 minutes to score before the end of this ball game. Rock Springs coming away with a 1-point win against Evanston earlier in the year. Evanston holding on to a 1-point lead now. Here we go, pushing it down the far sideline. This is Rock Springs finding themselves in the defending portion of Evanston. Throw in, touchback, high up into the middle. Wiley takes that one up and away, and he clears that one far out and away. David Perez putting the pressure on. Back into the game after his yellow card, Mario Mendoza. Tanner Newsom throwing it high up and above. Out the touchline, throw in for Mendoza. Handball called on the Tigers. Evanston will have a free kick here in their defending third here. Caden Wiley. We now get into about the 5-minute mark. Go time for both teams. Hudson Conrad. Evanston holding on for dear life here. Ricky Renova. Stutter step. Renova. Ricky Renova with heroic effort, putting that thing in position to have another shot on goal. Turned away by the back line of Rock Springs. 4.5 minutes left. Touchback, Richens, high above, Ramirez. Too shallow underneath it. Mendoza, long toss down the near side touchline. Go time and a sprint. Junior Benitez. Davies on the left side wing versus Logan Garfias. Drops it back for Benitez. Counterclockwise, cross, over into the middle. Bitai. Bitai with a little bit of a soft tap towards the goal keep of Evanston. Mendez scoops that one up, uses his body, pancakes it on the ground. Safely in place and kicked away. 3.5 minutes. David Perez taking this thing away. Jump stop. Has room. Shot on goal. Saved by Hudson Conrad. Good work by Conrad to lay his body out. Had to work his way from right to left across the goal. Logan Garfias. Still some more, competitive aspects of work as from each of these two teams. Rock Springs obviously trying to get something going here. 2.5 minutes left before the end of the ball game. In the 11th hour, will Rock Springs come away with the score and the equalizer? Newsom on the drop back from Richens. Clearance out and away into the arms of Hudson Conrad. Conrad with a rocket ship across the length of the field. It will roll far, saved by his teammate, Jeff Hyatt. Going inside. Aiden Hernandez. Dropping it back. Dante Moreno. Perez stealing this away at midfield, out to the right for Ramirez. Ramirez, what would have been an offsides and taken out all the way. Here we go, under a minute and a half. Urgency by Rock Springs. David Perez. Perez dropping it back for Wiley. Wiley punts this thing all the way over. Ball might land in Rock Springs. That's how far out it probably went. We are now under 1 minute remaining. Hudson Conrad with the goal kick, trying to find any type of room. Wiley taking a pot shot. Conrad using his hands. Garfias, clearance far out and away into the buckbrush. Stoppage of time with 26 seconds left as we've had a player for Rock Springs have to walk off. Does walk off under his own power. Might have got the wind knocked out of him, something like that. Does stop the time. .24 seconds left here. Cross high over into the middle. Bittai taken away by Mendez. Mendez drops down to his stomach, holds onto the ball. We've got 10 more seconds left here in the ball game. Mendez clears that one high up and away, and a victory for the Evanston Red Devils as they topple Rock Springs. Your final score here, 3-2. We'll come back to you for some more coverage, a little bit of a recap here in this ball game. Evanston comes away, steals one, and just does a wonderful job, plays to their fullest extent, hits their ceiling, and equalizes the season against Rock Springs here in Evanston. We'll come back to you on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer on mylocalradio.com.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Early mornings, tired muscles, pride, and grit. At Varsity Inc., we know how much work goes into building competitive teams. We work hard providing the gear you need to celebrate the teams you love. Be your athlete's biggest fan in apparel from Varsity Inc. Come in today, 926 Main Street, Evanston.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Coming back to you for our post-game coverage. I am Cody Olsen here, coming to you live from the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth. A big cheer and a big rah-rah as Evanston topples Rock Springs here, now putting a lot of interesting perspectives onto how seeding is going to go considering the rest of the season. Evanston equalizes everything here, losing to Rock Springs earlier in the season, 1-0. Now comes away with the win, 3-2. We'll go ahead and start with our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. That's Jimmy John's 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meet every day. Jimmy John's. We'll go ahead and start off the ball game here with a quick score from Braden Davies in the 10th minute off of a little bit of a defensive lapse by Evanston. Gets that rebound, comes back off, and finds himself in good position, puts that ball in the back of the net. Braden Davies takes the lead 1-0 over Evanston in the 10th minute. Then 7 minutes later, Curtis Richens answers off of a very similar matchup and kind of situation. He ping-pongs off a couple different players and also able to come away with the score. So that is the equalizer, 1-1. Then in the 45th minute, David Perez causing a little bit of ruckus in the 58th minute. As well, a final gasp by Rock Springs by Jim Bittai with a final score leading Evanston coming away with a 3-2 victory. I'm joined here in the Plains Tire broadcast booth with head coach Brian Richens. Coach, how the heck does that feel for the boys and for you?
Oh, my gosh, that was awesome. I just told those guys they lived up to every ideal of Evanston soccer. Everything we want Evanston soccer to be, they just did. They were tough. They fought hard. They kept their heads among a lot of confusion. We're not used to playing with the lead, and we've shown it, unfortunately, a couple of times. We give them up. Star Valley, Kelly Walsh. Tonight, we played with the lead, and we played like we were going to be determined to win, and we did it.
Absolutely. You know, Coach, watching from a broadcaster's perspective, from a spectator, we've seen a couple instances where, oh, wow, Evanston's out there being aggressive. It felt like, the dam walls kind of broke for you guys a little bit. You saw that almost in the Kelly Walsh game, and now you're seeing it in a big way against Rock Springs. What do you feel like was the difference? Was it just time? Is it just something that just was inevitable to happen?
Yeah, it was going to come, and we've got talented guys all over the field. When you play, when you get to practice outside the way the game is supposed to be played, it makes a big difference. And people don't understand that, or maybe whatever. But you see what it looked like at the beginning. We were kind of chunky. We weren't finding the rhythm. We were not connected well as we needed to be up front. But these days of playing together, having the field the way it is, and all the props to everybody who's helped us get out there. But it makes all the difference in the world. And these guys are a great, talented group of guys. And they're as united a group of guys as I've ever been around. They love each other. They play for each other. They're high school boys. They do stupid stuff. but overall, they really do care about each other. And the key word has been believe. When these guys believe in themselves and believe what they can do, they're great, and they showed it. Finally, they showed it tonight and stuck with it, and it was awesome.
Seems as though that Evanston really showed what they're capable of. Nowhere near, I think, the ceiling, but still a work, a progress, a step in the right direction. What does a win against Rock Springs here do mentally for the boys?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the Star Valley match got away from us. We had 3 leads and couldn't hold on to them. We're able to get the win against Natrona County, which not to take anything away from them, but we expected to win that game. Last night's match may have been the biggest match we've ever had. To put 3 on that team, that showed what they can do. But we had some relaxation, and quite honestly, I wasn't prepared to coach. with a lead on Kelly Walsh. I've never coached with a lead on Kelly Walsh in my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a different place to be. You saw tonight when we got the lead, we played things a little differently. We moved some guys around. We got some rest for some guys in a game that you wouldn't expect we would have been able to. But everybody we put out there gave it everything they had. And anyway, it's a great win. It's a big confidence booster. It's nice to have a couple days off.
Yep.
And we're going to need them, and we're going to use them. And then Green River here on Friday, and what a crowd.
Yeah.
Was this awesome?
It was great. I mean,
it was amazing.
Perfect stuff.
Love the crowd out. We've such fun time down here. So.
Absolutely. Coach, one last question. All things considered, Elon and I have spoken about it. We spoke about it today on our show on Devil Yell. Considering where Evanston wants to be in the standings, and we talked about what would it really do to free not really the shackles, but breathing room for Evanston to take a win against Rock Springs. What does that do for Evanston currently at this moment in terms of standings in the West?
You know what? I don't have a single clue what the standings are. I seriously haven't even looked at them. They don't mean anything to me because I have such belief in this team. I believe we're one of the top teams in the region, and if we're top teams in our conference, we're probably the top teams in the state. And so I believe that. And I don't care what the record says, and I don't care what the standings say. We're going to state, and we're going to make noise. And that's just it. We are not going to be stopped.
It's going to be an absolute good one. Well, congratulations, Coach, on the big win. The boys did a fantastic job. Anything else from you?
No, I'm just so much grateful. I mean, I'm just so grateful for everybody that helps out with us. The Boyd Child and his crew, Bob, just everybody that helps us out. You guys being down here is just amazing. The excitement just builds, and we felt it last year. We're feeling it again this year. There's magic in this field, and we got one more night on it. And I would encourage everybody to come down and watch these seniors on Friday night. It's senior night, their last time on this field. What a great group, and what a fantastic legacy they've left.
Absolutely. Well, if it's anything like today, it should be a fantastic one. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Again, Evanston topples Rock Springs 3-2. That is your final score. We'll go ahead and take our break here. We'll come back to you for the conclusion of this ball game and wrap everything up on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Soccer here on mylocalradio.com.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in the industrial construction and support services since 1982. We have the crews and equipment for hydro excavation, dirt and equipment hauling, as well as produced and potable water hauling. We also offer septic tank cleaning services, portable toilets, and roll-off dumpster rentals for facility shutdowns, on location or for your next outdoor event. Call us today to discuss how we can help with your next project. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Dad, did you know that the iris of your eye is more unique than your fingerprint?
Yes, I did. I learned that in optometry school. I'm Dr. Trent Clooney with Uinta Eye and Vision, where we understand that every eye is unique. We are dedicated to carrying on the tradition of great vision care in Evanston. Quality care like I received growing up here. I care about your individual and unique eye health. With over a decade of experience, I'm excited to return to Evanston and once again cheer on the Evanston Red Devils.
Call my dad at Uinta Eye and Vision to schedule an appointment. 307-789-3937.
Early mornings, tired muscles, pride, and grit. At Varsity Inc., we know how much work goes into building competitive teams. We work hard providing the gear you need to celebrate the teams you love. Be your athlete's biggest fan in apparel from Varsity Inc. Come in today, 926 Main Street, Evanston.
Final moments as we wrap up here. We'd love to go ahead and talk about our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. That's Dr. McKay Frankham providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Go ahead and call him at 307-789-8910. That's Dr. McKay Frankham. Both our precision play of the game, as well as our player of the game is going to go to, honestly, all the boys played fantastic. But the goal to take the lead, 3-1 by David Perez in the 58th minute. A long bomb off of a goal kick there at the end. Takes a one-hop bounce. Perez uses his speed, something that has been so detrimental to the success of Evanston soccer throughout the years. And as a senior, he's really putting it to good use in a big way. Comes off and capitalizes, puts away a huge shot on goal to go ahead, up 3-1 in the 58th minute. That is our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. I'm Cody Olsen, here signing off in the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth at Bear Meadows Park. Evanston takes on and topples Rock Springs 3-2, and that is going to be our final word here as we get ready for more soccer coming up at the end of the week. Senior night for the boys on Friday. Be there or be square. As always, go Big Red.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Red Devil Sports on MyLocalRadio.com. Until